human beings are built to be in community. We're built to have connections with each other. But again, the world that we live in today doesn't support that very much. So when people are able to be present, and when they're able to be present in connection with other people, that is so nourishing that if they're able to have that on a somewhat consistent basis, that eventually becomes habituated, like that becomes their habit. And when that becomes a habit, and it's a healthy habit, then people naturally reproduce it everywhere they go. So the notion is to produce a really concentrated state of being present and connected and seeing possibilities and making regular progress, which creates an optimistic attitude and orientation towards life as well. To have that be such a saturated experience that people take it outside of the walls here. Does that feel natural? Okay, cool. Would you guys agree that John is a really strong specimen? Okay, now watch. John, is it okay if I touch your chest?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna touch your chest with one finger. With one finger, I'm gonna attempt to push him backwards, and I want you to do your best to, resist that, right? Yeah.
Without changing step.
Yeah, right. Without having to move your foot, right? Yeah. And at the point that you have to move your foot, go ahead, because I don't want you to fall down.
Right.
Okay. All right. So
I'm just going down.
One finger. Pretty easy, right? Okay. Now check this out. All right, John, feet back in the same place.
Yep.
Now this is all you're gonna do. You're gonna take your feet, which right now are slightly turned out, like a duck,
Okay.
and you're gonna turn them in a little bit, like a pigeon. So you can be a little bit pigeon-toed. And now watch this. I want you to move your hips forward a tiny bit and arch your back. Chest up and shoulders high. Nice. Good. Turn your toes in a tiny bit more. And spread your feet out a tiny bit more. Yeah, like this. Good. Okay. All right. Now my whole hand, and you resist this. Okay. Was I pushing you harder the second time than the first?
I don't know. We'd have to test again.
The answer is yes. Yeah. Okay. So turn and face everybody. Let's have a big hand for John. Yeah. Anybody want to venture to guess why it was so much harder for me to push him back the second time than the first?
Core.
Sandia thinks the core. Teo, what do you think?
Well, the platform was more.
The platform. So he's using the word platform to refer to the base. So the base was a triangle, right? Okay. Anybody else?
His midline was engaged.
His midline was engaged. Core was engaged. Midline was engaged. Foundation was a tripod, right? Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
And then in which scenario, the first or the second, would you say he was better connected to the ground?
Second.
The second, yes. So this seems like a really trivial thing, but in our martial arts practice, we have this ready stance. It's Korean art. It's called chumbi. It means getting ready stance. And we turn our toes in slightly like this. We arch our back and pull our chest up high, and we put our arms out front like this. This is a completely impractical from a self-defense point of view, but it's super practical in terms of having your body experience a connection with the ground. And then that actually creates a grounded state. Like it literally grounds your spirit. And then from there, you can experience how strong you are, and then you can execute with that strength. Like that's the notion. And then the thing that we did just before this, where you guys like turned around, you looked at all the stuff in the space, and you noticed some stuff, right? Everybody knows some stuff, right? Okay. Raise your hand if the second time when I said intentionally look for red things or intentionally look for blue things, did you notice more red or more blue? Second time. Okay, cool. So that's about the clarity that's produced when you're intentional starting out. So when I just generally ask you to observe, you were able to absorb whatever you absorbed, but it was kind of random. And some of that was red stuff, and some of it was blue stuff, and some of it was other stuff, and some of it you didn't record, right? But when you grounded yourself with the intention that, hey, this time I'm gonna notice red stuff, or this time I'm gonna notice blue stuff, then you were able to do that much more successfully. So, everybody got that? Okay, cool. Here's the next thing we're gonna do. In a second, I want you to get a brand new partner, and from this point forward, when we get partners, we're gonna do it like this. Watch. Everybody put your arms up. Yep, and let's say Carly and I see each other, we're gonna go like this. High five, and that means we're partners. Then our hands go down. If my hand's not up, that means I'm not available as a partner anymore. If I still don't have a partner, I'm gonna keep my hand up, and that makes it really easy for anybody else that doesn't have a partner yet to team up with me. Everybody good? Okay, everybody new partner, go. Quick, 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 quick. Should be an even number. Who doesn't have a partner?
So
I don't know how this happened.
it is okay because one kid came over. It's okay.
Okay. All right. So hey, listen. We're gonna do this now. You and your partner, you're gonna come grab a chair in a second and watch. Tatiana and I will demonstrate. We're each gonna sit in a chair. Go ahead. This is what we're not gonna do. I'm facing this way, she's facing that way. This is what we're not gonna do. I'm in Haywood County and she's in a different state. This is what we are gonna do. We're gonna sit so close, our knees are almost touching. And we're gonna face each other. Got it? Yes, sir. Everybody get a chair, make your pairs out here, let's do it fast. Quick. You're gonna say, I'd like to have this other situation and describe that, but the current situation I have is X. I'd like to have Y, but what I currently have is X. Pick an A and a B. A, you've got, listen, just A. A's the only one talking. A is gonna describe to B what you'd like to have, and then, but what I currently have is. You got 1 minute to get that done, A. Ready, go. 30 more seconds.
Sit around and like forget about what.
Just A's talking. Right? A, you're gonna keep talking in a second. What you're gonna do next, now that you said what it is that you want, and then you've also said what you currently have, now the third thing you're gonna do is you're gonna say, the ways that I can see that I can get through my current limitations or obstacles, like the ways that I can imagine, and you might run out. You might say 2 seconds and go, I'm stuck, and I don't know. But you're gonna talk as much as you can for 30 seconds about how you can get past the obstacles and limitations that you just said. But A, you're the only one talking. B, you're still just listening. Ready, go. Okay, stop. Shh. All right, B, now it's your turn to talk for a minute. B, now that you've heard where your partner would like to go, and now that you've heard what they perceive their limitations to be, and now that you've heard what their ideas are about how they can bust through those, now you're gonna offer whatever ideas you have for how they can bust through their limitations and have this thing that they want. B, you guys get 30 seconds to offer any ideas that you have. Ready, go. Okay, stop. Shh. All right, now we're gonna do all the stuff in reverse. So now it's gonna be B's turn to define where you'd like to go, and then also say where you notice that you are right now. Let's wrap that. Okay, B's, now you're gonna say the third part. Now that you've gotten out, what you'd like to have, like to experience, like to create, and now that you've identified what you feel like the limiting beliefs are, the obstacles, whatever's holding you back from that, now do your best to identify as many ways that you can get through, over, around, handle your obstacles to make the thing that you want. You got 30 seconds, ready, go. Okay. Now A, now that you've been listening all this time, you got a minute to tell B as many ways that occur to you that might be different from what they just identified, that might be ways that would help them handle their circumstances, get through their obstacles, and achieve whatever it is that they've identified. A, you're gonna give advice or ideas. Ready, go. Okay.
One size fits all.
Everybody stop. All right. We're gonna get up and move in a second. Carly and Heather. Carly. We're gonna get up and move in a second. And I want you to notice everything that's available for you to notice when we do this next thing. You're gonna come back to your current partner after we do a couple things. But right now, you're gonna leave your chairs in a second, not yet. You're all gonna come over here to the mirrors, and one of you, doesn't matter which one goes first, one of you is gonna stand with your back to the mirror up against it, like this. Got it? And the other one is just gonna stand in front of that person. Ready, go. Quick, quick. What I wanna show you right now is that at the moment, would you guys say that just in general, yes or no, would you say the column is a problem for me?
Yes. Sir. Yeah.
I mean, feels like to me, like he's choking me up against the column, right? Okay. But I want you to notice this too. You know, if his arms are longer than mine, we're probably about the same, but let's just say his arms are really long and I can't reach his body very well because his arms are so much longer. Now I really feel threatened. But I can use this thing that currently feels like a limitation. I can use this thing as a resource. And what I can do is I can push one of my shoulders against that thing. And when I do that, I can extend the other arm. And by pushing the shoulder against the column and extending my arm, I've now made my arm really long because I added the width of my shoulders to that arm. Can you see that? Yeah. And he can't do anything about it because he's not moving the column. So in a second, you guys that are up against the mirror, you can do the same thing that I did, but please keep these things in mind. If you put your left hand on their throat, you want to straighten your elbow, and then you want to push the opposite shoulder, the right shoulder, against the wall and lengthen that arm. And if you put your right hand on the throat, you're going to lock that elbow and push your left shoulder against and lengthen that arm. You guys see it? You guys doing the choke, don't hurt your partner. That's not what this is about. But so that you can feel the effect, try to keep getting at their throat, and what you'll see is your throat goes against their hand, and you're gonna go, I'll cooperate like that, okay? And go. Yeah, nice. Okay. Okay, everybody stop. Okay, come here, Steven. All right, check this out. So I'm gonna ask Steven to grab my wrist from behind. Okay, you wanna do both? Okay.
I can do one.
He can do both. If he does both, I'll show you this, but then I'm gonna have him do one to make this other point. But if no, you can do both. If he does both, there are a few different ways I can do this. I can take one of these hands and reach up like I'm touching my back. And now, yeah, and then I just turn and knock this off like this, and I do it harder, and turn it like this. But just grab one hand, one wrist. So right now, would you guys say that given our roles, that he's the attacker and I'm the victim?
Yes. Sir.
Okay, yeah, I would agree too, at this moment. But I can change my orientation. I can change my relationship to this set of circumstances. I can take one step away and turn and make a circle. And now who has whom? I got him. He had me, now I have him. And then I can do things. I can do things, right? So, grab one more time. So we're gonna do this in a second. He's got my right wrist. I'm gonna step with my opposite leg. And then the wrist is being grabbed. I'm gonna make a big, not small. I'm gonna make a big circle. You guys see that? And just grab. We'll just do that much, all right? So let's have a big hand for Steve. Okay, so fill out the space and everybody face this way. And one partner stand behind the other. You guys are facing me this way. One partner stand behind the other. Okay, so hey, partners in the back, Tatiana, this way. Partner in the back with your right hand, I'll be in your mirror. Partner in the back with your right hand, grab their right wrist. Go ahead. Okay. You guys being grabbed, in a second, you're gonna take a step with your left and you're gonna do a big circle like this and grab them. Ready, go. Nice, okay. And then switch, everybody switch. You're facing this way, you're facing this way. All right, partner in the back with your right hand, grab their right wrist. Partner in the front, you can take a step with your left and do a big circle and grab them. Ready, go. Nice. Okay. Now, we're going to do a few things with your body. It'll make sense in a minute. Right now, just trust that it makes sense. So I'm gonna be your mirror, and I want everybody to take your left hand. Let me see your left hand. And reach forward like this, like you're grabbing onto something. Go ahead. And slowly at first, I just want you to pull it back and turn your fist upside down. Ready, go. Nice, okay, let's do it again. Grab, and now do it faster. Good, okay, grab, and now do it fast. Good, okay. Now reach out and grab again. And now let me see your right hand. Make a fist. Pull it back upside down by your ribs. And this time when you pull that left hand back, you're gonna punch with your right hand at the same time, but I don't want you to move anything else on your body. Just try to be stiff, like a mannequin, and go, bam, go. Nice, okay, let's do it again. Reach, and go. Nice, okay, one more time, and go. Okay, now we're gonna make this shift. Watch this. Good, okay, let's do it again. Reach, and you're gonna whip your hips and punch. Good, okay. Now we're gonna add one more thing. So turn your body, reach, get your fist ready, and you're gonna pick your left knee up. So pick it up, and then step, whip your hips and punch. Let's do it again. Reach, pick your knee up, step, and punch. You're gonna punch as you step. Reach, pick your knee up, step, and punch. Good, okay. So now we're gonna add one more thing. But before we add the one more thing, face your partner. Just stand there. And stand close enough that you can reach out and put your fingertips on their shoulders. And now don't scoot back. Everybody look at me for a second. Tatiana, can I borrow you? Watch this. This is what people do. I say, hey, stand so you can put your finger on your partner's shoulders, and people do this. And then they go. So I want you to do this, and then stay there. Okay? All right, go ahead. When I say A, you're gonna yell as loud as you can in B's face. And when I say B, you're gonna yell as loud as you can in A's face. So face each other. We're gonna do a few rounds. A, go! Good. Okay, not long, short. B, go! Too long, short. Like that. A, go! Good. B, go! Loud. A, go! I can tell by your body movement. B, go! Better. A, go! Jumping jacks. B, go! Nice. Okay, now face back to the front. To make this extra fun, I'd like to have a female volunteer who does not practice here yet. Okay, Sandia, come on up. Did you like that? Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna ask Sandia to make one little change. Instead of making a fist, we're gonna ask her to open her hand, crimp her thumb, bend her wrist, and crimp her fingers. And she's gonna strike with the heel of her palm. And this is called a palm strike or a palm heel strike. So instead of doing a punch, she's gonna do a palm strike. It's exactly the same motion with the arm, but the wrist and hand position is different. You guys can see that, right? Okay, so reach out with your left hand. Can I hold your pen? Thanks. Okay, so step your left foot forward. Nope, reach out and touch the T. Bend your wrist back, bend your wrist back, bend your wrist back. Yeah, turn it upside down. Keep your elbow next to your body. Pick your knee up high. Step and hit the T with your palm. Pick your knee up high and step and strike.
This.
Nope. From here, pick your knee up, step and strike. Let's do it again. Okay. Ready? Pick your knee up.
Okay, let's try.
What's something you're mad about? Okay. Put your wrist back. I'm gonna do this with a couple of times. Ready? Reach, reach. I'm gonna be your mirror. Pull this back upside down. Keep your wrist bent. Pick your knee up. Pick it up. Pick your knee up. Watch. When you step, I want you to whip your hips. Okay? Ready? Pick your knee up. Step and whip. Okay, pretty good. Yeah. Instead of stepping right there, I want you to step to the corner a little bit. Okay? Ready? Go. Okay, good. Now, instead of like this, like you're placing your hand somewhere, I want you to imagine that you're putting your hand through a wall. Ready? Go. Yeah, pick your knee up. Pick your knee up and
No.
don't move your hand independently. I want your hips to whip your arm. Okay? Pick your knee up. Pick your knee up. Pick your knee up. Step and whip your hips. Okay, good. Don't turn this over early. Keep it upside down as long as you can and turn it at the ends. Okay? Pick your knee up. And whip your hips. Go. Okay, good. Instead of stepping like a pretzel, I want you to step to the corner. So that foot's gonna go right here. Okay. Right? Knee up, and go. Okay, good. Now that was like jello. And so now let's do it fast. Okay, ready? Come on, Sandhya. Okay, pick your knee up and strike fast. Go. Knee up and strike fast. Better. I want you to look at my hips. Look at my hips. Look at my hips. Turn your hips this much. Okay? Go. Pick your knee up. Turn your hips fast. Okay? Watch, look. Look at my feet. Look at my feet. You're stepping, look at my feet. You're stepping this foot in front of the other foot. I want you to step this foot to the corner so your hips can turn.
Got it.
Okay, let's see it. Ready? Reach, pick your knee up. Pick your knee up. Oh, that's better. Good, that's good. Now turn your hips more and go faster. Ready? Pick your knee up. Come on, Sandhya. Pick your knee up and go. Oh, that's good. Okay, now you gotta do it faster. You gotta go hips. Look at my hips. Look at my hips, go fast. Look at my hips, go fast like that. Ready? Knee up, reach, step, whip your hips. You just step it in front of the other foot. Step to the corner. Pick your knee up, pick your knee up, pick your knee up. Let's go, pick it up, step. Okay, it's better. Okay, now you gotta do that really fast, and now this time yell loud.
Okay.
Step to the corner, yell loud, go. Whip it hard, pick it up, go. Oh, that was good, nice. Okay. All right, Sandhya. Pick your knee up high, step to the corner, whip your hips, yell loud, hit it hard. Look at it, hit it hard. Pick your knee up, pick your knee up. Hit it hard. Okay, you're lifting your hand and going like this.
Okay.
Don't lift your hand, keep it right here. It goes from here straight. Ready? Reach, pick your knee up, and go. You picked it up again. Keep it right here. Ready? Keep it by your ribs. Keep it right here. Pick your knee up, and straight line. You did this again. Okay. Do you guys think she can do this?
Yeah.
You want to do it? Yeah. All right, one more time. Hit it hard. Hit it hard. Hit it hard. Pick your knee up. Yes.
Goes.
Yeah, don't pick it up like this when you get hit. Just keep it right here,
This
and it goes straight out. Okay?
Let's try it.
All right, pick your knee up, and whip your hips, and hit that straight and hard. Pick your knee up. Step to the corner. Okay, I'll take that. Okay. Connection with daughter. Connection with daughter. That's her goal. You've been hitting the goal, right? I mean, you just did it. You've been hitting this, right?
Yeah.
Were you striking the pad? Were you just striking the pad?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Now we labeled it. We gave it a name, right? Okay.
Got it.
What are your obstacles? What are your obstacles? Okay, invisible.
Invisible. There
What
are
else?
also some preconceived notions about how I am not good at physical stuff.
Preconceptions. Are these, I'm talking about limitations with your daughter. With your relationship with your daughter.
Okay. No, I'm sure there are preconceptions there too.
What else? What's in the way? What did you tell him that was in the way? What's in the way? Beliefs? Time?
Beliefs and judgments.
Opportunities? Any circumstances?
Oh yeah, circumstances.
Circumstances? History?
Yes. History.
Want to add any more? Fear of failure?
Holding on to hurt.
Holding hurt? Anything else? One more.
Holding hurt, and then resignation.
Okay, guys, this is a total setup. Sandia's goal is connection with her daughter. She hit this pad before we put a label on it. Her obstacles include some invisible forces, preconceptions, beliefs and judgments about herself, various other circumstances, resignation, the history of the relationship up to this point, and holding on to hurt. And we probably could name 20 other things if we thought about it more, right? Okay, so this is how this works. I'm just gonna hold this pad again, and you're gonna hit it like you were before. It happens to have a label on it now. We just gave it a name. But the board's gonna be in the way, and you have to go through the board in order to hit your target. Okay? So Emily, can you come hold the board? I mean, can you come hold the pad? Sorry. You just stand right here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So now that you know you're gonna have to break through the board to get to the pad, I want you to take one more shot at the pad without the board in front. Imagine the board's there. So you get close enough to touch this, yeah. When you step, make sure you step in this corner. See where my foot is? You're gonna step that foot there, okay? Keep your hand by your ribs. Don't lift it up before you strike. Pick your knee up high, turn your hips, and yell loud, and make the pad go as far towards me as you can. Ready? Go. Okay, great. Don't lift, keep it here. Okay, are you ready? Let's see how this works. Yeah, just stand facing this way. No, put your feet like this. Yeah, okay. And you're just gonna hold this behind the board.
Okay.
All right. If you hit the middle of that and you yell really loud and you get mad about this and you get determined that you're gonna get to your goal, you'll break this board. I want you to yell really loud, like a crazy person. Right in the middle. Pick your knee up high. Hard. Good job. Okay. Usually when something's unfamiliar to us, we have all these beliefs about how we can't do it, and we struggle and struggle and repeat our struggles, and the struggles look the same, iteration after iteration. But if we can generate enough energy and enough determination and enough clarity about critical details and follow through and perseverance when it doesn't work the first 15 times, eventually we break through, right?
Yes, sir.
Sandia just demonstrated for everybody in the room what that looks like, but everybody in here is capable of that. And we all have our own version, even if you are incredibly successful and happy in the majority of the areas of your life, there's some place that you're stuck. And so my invitation to you is to take away some of the elements that we covered today: clarity, groundedness, connection with what you'd like to have, recognition of what you currently have that's not that, identification of obstacles and limitations that are in your way, commitment to the end result, willingness to have the rigor to continue whacking at it until you eventually succeed, and then having the breakthrough. And then here's the really exciting part. Each breakthrough opens up a window, like a portal, for the next breakthrough and the next breakthrough and the next breakthrough. And that momentum thing that I talked about early on, it starts to pick up speed. So if you feel stuck one place, just make something move somewhere, and then use the movement of that to start putting wind in your sails to move the next thing, like that. Let's have a big hand for Sandia. That was awesome. Let's go.